You are so welcome to this week's mystery spread, and in front of you you have 3 bundles of cards, pile 1, 2 and 3. Take a moment to see where you are drawn, which pile pulls you in. It's perfectly okay if you're drawn to more than one pile. Your intuition is guiding you. And let me take this opportunity to ask you, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that bell and subscribe for updates. So let's begin. Pile number 1, 2 or 3. Have a look here for the timestamps, and the chapters are listed in the intro. So pile number 1, let's have a look and see what it says. We have the Spilled Salt card, which is all about protection. Phone Tree, which is about communication and community. And the Happiness card. So your reading for this week is as follows. This week it's all about connection, getting out there, mixing, and not letting your fear control you. Spilled salt can be all about paranoia, superstition, being afraid of getting back out there again, especially since the pandemic isn't over. We are all going to have to learn to live with this virus, so we have to take precautions, but we can't let it rule our lives and stop us from seeing people and being happy once we take the correct measures. The Phone Tree, as was in the Practical Magic movie, is all about community and mixing again. And truly, it's interesting the way both cards here have trees, as that's reminding you of your roots, your need for connection. Us human beings, we are a very social species, and some of us like our isolation. But it is really important that we get out there and mix. And this month will really see you being really happy when you are mixing with friends or family, even organising a play date with kids, etc. So really important you get out there, you mix. And yes, be cautious, that's okay. And it's not saying that your fears aren't unwarranted. It is just saying don't let it stop you. Be careful and get out there, have connection. Allow your inner child to breathe, because that child's image in the card is incredibly important. It's about laughing again. It's about getting out, connecting, having fun and having a playful energy. This could also be about visiting a park or doing something fun, going for a lovely meal or something adventurous that you've been wanting to do for a while. So stop putting it off now, or one of those things you may have said you were putting off until after the pandemic. It could also be visiting old friends, even booking a holiday to visit someone that you love. But really important now that as the wheels of life begin to spring into motion, you hop on and say, right, what can I do for myself this week that makes me happy, that gives me a sense of connection and brings me joy. Have a good week. This is pile number 2, so let's see what this says. Okay, we have the Forgiveness card here. And we have rose quartz, and rose quartz is a gorgeous crystal. It's all about love, unconditional love, being able to give and receive love. It is such a gentle, beautiful energy. If you own a piece of rose quartz, this is your sign to carry it on you this week. There could be old issues coming up for you. And here is the Forgiveness card, and this is a very, very powerful card. The biggest gift you can ever give yourself is that of forgiveness, as forgiveness really releases us from the cage of bitterness, resentment, shame. I could go on. And it doesn't mean you have to forgive the initial act. You can forgive the person, or you can forgive the act and not the person. It can be a twofold process, but you have to free yourself and allow yourself to move on. Because we've rose quartz here, this can all be centered around betrayal. It can be centered around having to move on from a relationship, or you've got no contact with a family member, or a friendship has broken down. Either way, you need to stop beating yourself up for not seeing things sooner. All those woulda, coulda, shouldas, you need to park, as sometimes we can be incredibly tough on ourselves and use hindsight as a whipping boy instead of a very useful tool to make us look at where sometimes our conditioning makes us go back into dysfunctional relationships or makes us immediately disassociate from trauma, etc. And I feel it's a good sign here that you may need to talk, you may need to air your problems. But the most important thing is rose quartz is about self-love. And this is really important, that you need to view this situation with loving eyes. Stop berating yourself and know you deserve to be loved. You deserve to gain respect. You deserve to be surrounded by people who respect you. So these two cards today and for the week ahead is very much about moving on, allowing the past to stay in the past, working on your boundaries that are loving, and only allowing people into your life this week that truly see you, honour you, and that add to your sense of well-being and not take from it. If there are people surrounding you that are draining you and taking from that sense of well-being, you may need to start initiating steps in your life. They could be simple, small boundaries at first, but nevertheless, this is your sign that it's time now to start putting those boundaries down and really prioritising your own mental health. Have a good week. This is pile number 3. So let's have a look and see what it is. Okay then. So we have the witch's hanging rope, which in the movie Practical Magic was all about protection, and a piece of Maria's rope kept the girls safe. Creation. So this is all about your intentions, manifestation, and kindness. So beautiful. Interesting, as this is about manifesting. You might be feeling that your manifesting methods were blocked in the last while, that you have really wanted something to happen. You've done the vision board, you've sent your wishes and intentions into the universe, you've watched The Secret, and yet nothing is happening. And the reason why is that this is all about attachment and hanging on to the wish. You're holding it that close to yourself that you are not allowing yourself to release it. It's almost like watched pot never boils, checking on it, have I got this right? Have I got that right? I wonder, will this even happen? And I just feel here this will be really important for you to be able to let go and to realise that you have to release and have faith that the universe will deliver your wish to you. And the creation card means you are a very powerful manifester. So you may have had a bad experience in manifesting, or you may only be beginning on your journey, so really not know what to expect. But the best thing about manifesting is trust and knowing you deserve to be happy. And I also find setting those intentions very small at the beginning are really sweet. So pulling into a car park and in setting the intention to find a car space within the first few minutes, or setting an intention that you're going to meet a friend this week. All these lovely things add to the sense of confidence and begin to build up that sense of confidence in manifesting. And then you can move on to bigger things, be it changing a job, manifesting a relationship. The only caution I would use when you're manifesting a relationship would be try not to focus on a person, as I'm going back to the old attachment card here. This can definitely make us feel very down, depressed, and we're focusing all our energies and putting our eggs in one basket, so to speak, for one person. And you never attached objects or people to your happiness. So this could be setting the intention for someone who's kind, who's loving, who's fun, who makes you happy. So you're sending out those qualities to the universe and attracting in somebody who fits those qualities, as opposed to a very specific person, as they may ultimately not be the right person for you. And the third card here is the kindness card, and this is very much about being gentle with yourself, that if the manifestation process here, if things aren't working out the way you thought they were, don't be tough on yourself and berate yourself and saying, I should have done this, I should have done that. Sometimes the universe sends opportunities, But these opportunities can come in very gently, and we may not be in a place, we may have done all the right steps and manifested the opportunity, but when the opportunity presents itself, we may run a mile. That's our choice. It's our free will. So if this has already happened and you're kicking yourself and you're almost saying, well, I wasn't ready, maybe go back to the original manifestation steps and have a look at that and see why you ran from the opportunity. As I sometimes believe we can have a fear of success just as much as a fear of failure. If it has been conditioned into you that, don't get notions, don't get above yourself, that you don't feel you deserve X, Y, and Z, when you do get an opportunity, you may actually go into procrastination or overthinking mode. So really important that you focus here on manifesting in the positive, what makes you happy, what brings you joy, and ultimately being kind to yourself, because I really feel that when you're gentle with yourself and you have an open heart, you're much more in a very powerful place to be able to manifest. Great time to get some citrine. So if you have your citrine there, absolutely carry that on your person this week, and just watch for those attachments. That's about standing your ground, being protective of your time and energy as well. It's very hard to manifest if everybody is pulling out of you. So the witch's hanging rope is also about protection and not being bound or felt tied up in knots that it can't free your energy up for things that you really want to do. So healthy boundaries this week, being true to yourself and giving yourself some creative space and time to manifest. Have a fantastic week.